Hello and welcome to The Hero Spouse. I'm Kendra Ruth, here to answer one of your questions about marriage and midlife crisis. Today we have an anonymous female left behind and forward-moving spouse with a bomb drop of August 1st, 2023, a date of marriage of 2002. She has a low-energy wallower and a boomerang. She says, my MLCer moved out in January of 2024, and he knows that he was in Limerence. He had an emotional affair, and he got dumped a year ago. We have two teenagers, and they know, and they're very disappointed, but they have grace for him most of the time. He tells me that he's embarrassed by his behavior, and he talks about how crazy the brain can be. He's talked about the fog. He's told me that there's music playing in his head, and he has phrases that I have said on a loop going through his brain. Okay. He has even stated, I think this all started from my parents. This isn't you. He's full of remorse, and on several occasions he said he can't figure out how to get back into our lives. He's gone through months of many tears and panic attacks. He's trying with the children. Here's the crux. Could this be a liminality already? It's only been 14, 15 months. Okay. And that's why she's saying already. Why isn't he trying to repair with me? There you go. That's it. I don't contact him, but he calls or texts or comes over every 3 days. I don't bring up anything anymore at all. Should I once in a while? My screen is back. So why isn't he trying to repair with you? Well, I think he gave you the answer embedded in this question. Here's what it is. Hold on. On several occasions, he is full of remorse. On several occasions, he has said he can't figure out how to get back in our lives. How to get back in your lives is part of trying to repair, and he doesn't know how. He doesn't know, well, do I get back and then repair? Do I repair and get back? He doesn't know how. And you know what? That's above his pay grade. That's what you do in marriage counseling. So you're asking if it could be liminality already. I don't want to answer yes to that. Sure, there are some that are going to be off the timeline and not within the standards, okay? But really, we could see him cycle in and out of it too. So I don't want to put that sort of expectation that it is, but you are seeing obvious signs of that. So what do we do with it? Is he open to therapy? And I don't mean marriage counseling right now. He is saying things that make him seem like he is more open to therapy because he's recognizing that he's the crazy brain. Talks of how crazy the brain can be. It's not just using the word fog, but he used the word crazy in his brain. Okay. Then he told you of the music playing in his head, and then he has a loop in his brain of things you've said. So he is doing a lot of ruminating, and he's having trouble stopping his thoughts. He can't quiet his brain. So maybe cognitive behavioral therapy or some other modality. But CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, is meant to make you aware of your thoughts and what you do with those thoughts and how you choose your behaviors, or how those thoughts transform you put you into your behaviors. I'm not saying it right. Okay, so that might be something to think about for him. Just therapy. Find a therapist. Tell him you'll support him going, and that you think it'll be really good for him. He's having panic attacks. He's being emotional, and I don't mean emotionally dysregulated. It is okay to have tears, and that doesn't mean you're dysregulated. But it scares him. He's feeling clearly anxiety and depressed. So, counseling and medical intervention for his anxiety, for his depression, because counseling is the most efficacious, or recovery is, when you have talk therapy combined with medical intervention, with some form of pharmaceutical assistance. And if you have that, maybe you don't have to have as much pharmaceutical crutches because of the talk therapy, and you're working through the problems, not just covering them up, but sometimes you need that boost as well. If he's open to all of those, and if he is not, I would really hope that there's a way to ease him into becoming acceptable to that sort of thing. Because, yeah, it is appearing to be a liminality, but where could this be going? severe depression. He is feeling so much shame and guilt, and that he's not accepting himself, even though he has people who are accepting of him and being grace to him, even though he committed sins against those specific people, you and the children. But he doesn't know how to repair. He can't do that repair part on his own. It's something that's above their pay grade. So see what you can do about getting him some help. Don't put it on a timeline of, oh, this must be liminality, okay? Or not, really. But somebody who is willing to do this, because he really is showing such remorse. But I don't want it to stop his journey. Meaning I don't want him to be one of those people that is yanked out of the tunnel, as I say, so that they go back in 10 years and have a worse crisis. Because you don't want that. What I want is, I want him to get what he needs done in therapy. The therapist will help him through his transition and reintegrate all of those shadow pieces and choose which ones he wants to discard. Somebody to help him through discovering who he is, not just helping him with his ruminating thoughts, not just getting away, helping him with his panic attacks, his anxiety. I want somebody who can help him understand why he is feeling anxiety. Because that's a message from a body. He's having a panic attack. He's crying. His body. He is sending himself a message. And so I don't want him just to go into therapy to cure it. I want him to figure it out. And that's what therapy is for. That's what it can help do. But he might need some pharmaceutical help as well. And if not, he could go to the therapist first and see how he does, and then get additional help. But do them both together if he does. Don't stop with therapy, would be my advice. Okay. And I hope this is helpful. And I will see everybody in the next question.